Could Doug Williams see the Redskins drafting a quarterback with a first-round pick? For sure. But could the Redskins senior vice president of player personnel envision Washington trading up from pick No. 15 to do so? Not exactly. While speaking to reporters at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis, Williams was asked what the better path to the playoffs for Washington would be, signing a veteran passer or picking up a rookie and trusting him with the job. In his answer, he didn't back down from the idea of committing to a first-year player. I think where we are at this point, and like I said earlier, if there's a quarterback there that we like at 15, 9 out of 10, we'll go that route, Williams said. They won't select one just for the sake of selecting one, though. If it's not somebody we like, we'll go with Colt, and if we got to go out and get a veteran to work with him until that time comes, that's probably what we'll do, he said. It all boils down to who's there when it's time for us to be. Both options are still very much in play, as they should be considering how much time there is between now and the Redskins' turn on the clock. One thing that doesn't sound very likely, at least according to Williams, is the burgundy and gold jumping up in the first round to land their guy. That's not something that we even talked about in this time, he explained. We got a lot more needs on this football team than to say we can give up 2 or 3 picks and say, pick one guy, and think we're going to have a football team that we hope to have. I think we got to use our picks wisely, and make sure we get guys that will come in here and help us build this football team a lot better than what it is. More Redskins news. Alex Smith's contract is going to take up a $20 million chunk of the Redskins' salary cap this offseason, and there's not much the team can do about it, either. You just have to bite the bullet, ex-NFL agent and cap expert Joel Corey said while on Redskins Talk at the Combine. Currently, Washington has just $17 million freed up to spend on free agents and draft picks. That's a lot of money in a lot of areas of life, but when it comes to pro football, that's a tiny budget. However, Corey explained in his interview how Washington can get to $35, $40 million by making a bunch of moves with their own players. Here are the precise steps he laid out that could create that much-needed breathing room for the burgundy and gold. Players to cut. Zach Brown, the linebacker, signed a 3-year contract last year but wasn't nearly as productive in his second season as a Redskin as he was in his first. Letting him go would give the Skins $5.75 million more to use. Stacey McGee only played 8 games in 2018 and Washington's defensive line is now its best unit thanks to its younger talent. If they were to drop McGee, they'd save $2.275 million. Possible restructuring. The savings above are something the franchise has total control over. Restructuring, on the other hand, requires the players to cooperate. With that being said, Corey sees the following as viable options. Vernon Davis, a 35-year-old high-priced tight end, is a little bit of a luxury, Corey said. Try to get him to take a pay cut. Changing up Davis's contract could provide a few million more to work with. And if you have to just part ways, that's $5 million in savings. Ryan Kerrigan or Trent Williams, Corey suggests approaching both of these well-established veterans, but not for a pay cut. Instead, he'd advise the Redskins to convert their salary to signing bonus. Doing that with one or the other would open up roughly $5 million. Josh Norman, here's one that Corey acknowledges is unlikely but still worth investigating. Norman will make $14.5 million in 2019. Would he be willing to accept a little less? Contract extension. Brandon Scherff. There's one more way you can get cap room, Corey said, before bringing up the idea of extending the 2015 first-round pick. The longer you wait to sign a Pro Bowl caliber player, he continued, it's going to cost you more in the long run. You can conceivably, depending upon how you structure, pick up $7.5 million doing that. You're going to chop the base salary down, make it a signing bonus. You can pick up significant cap room, add it all up and... So, let's say Brown and McGee are released, Davis restructures, Kerrigan or Williams does the same and Scherff gets extended. If those happen, the Skins would find themselves with roughly an additional $23 million, which gets them up to the $40 million Corey referenced. That would go up, too, if Davis is cut or Norman accepts a pay cut. The lesson is, the situation looks dire now, but it can be improved. Their wallets should be a bit thicker, and could be a lot thicker, by the team free agency rolls around. More Redskins news. Still feeling annoyed with Kirk Cousins for leaving last offseason? Upset about how Bryce Harper just abandoned DC? Hey, you're not alone. But if you're looking for a chance to distress and get over Cousins and Harper with some healthy boosts, then 2019 is the year for you. The Nats will face off against the Phillies 19 times this upcoming season, with more than half of them taking place in Nationals territory. That's 10 chances for you to let Harper know about your displeasure during every single at-bat. The outfielder returns to Nats Park on Tuesday, April 2nd for a quick 2-game series. After that, he returns for a 4-game set starting on June 17th. For the full schedule, click here. As for Cousins, there isn't really anyone to blame but the Skins themselves. Washington didn't even really have an offer for the quarterback, making his saga arguably more annoying. With that being said, you still have a right to be salty with him, and you have a chance to see him in person this year, too. As long as you're willing to travel, that is. The NFL schedule isn't out yet, but the Redskins will head to Minnesota at some point to see Cousins and the Vikings. So, just be ready to book some plane tickets once the order of games is officially released, which should be sometime in the spring. DC fans, both of these stars tormented you with never-ending negotiations that ended with them heading elsewhere. The least you could do is make sure you're there for both of their initial showdowns with the franchises they left, and let them know how much you, well, miss them. More Redskins news.